Hey, what's up everyone? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you're deciding to watch this video. So this video is going to serve as a sort of tutorial for us to learn how to use different functions in Sheets. Doesn't matter which class of mine you're in when you're doing this lab. This is probably either part of a latitude-longitude lab or a temperature variation lab, but the steps are pretty much the same. So the reason we have to do this in this way is because a website that we used to use in previous iterations of this class, the website doesn't work anymore. So we're going to have to utilize a different resource, and one downfall of that resource is when we copy and paste data, the spreadsheets doesn't take away some of like these little things that kind of, in a sense, get in the way of the software being able to perform basic tasks for us. So this video is meant to show us how to basically utilize various functions to get rid of the extra stuff, basically, that will be in our cells. So the overall lab itself may look a little bit different, like the lab name or whatever, but the overall steps that we're going to utilize today is going to be the same. So this new source we're going to be using is something called WeatherSpark. It's a well-known resource. You're able to search various locations and cities around the world, which is what's nice, and just easily be able to copy and paste data from what they have into a spreadsheet. We just have to make a few modifications to the data that we paste in. So first thing is this is generally what you're gonna see, again, depending on the lab that you're in. So you're gonna be plotting each of these locations. Some of these locations may differ depending on what semester you're in with me. But I've given you a latitude, longitude, and elevation. The elevation part will be important for the hypothesis. So which location do you think is going to be warmer or colder? Why do you think that is? And large ranges. This will be explained in another, like within class. So what we're going to do here is we're going to utilize spreadsheet data. So should realistically be able to easily copy and paste, oops, not the whole table, just this column of the locations, oops, yeah, there we go, of the locations, sorry about that, into a blank spreadsheet. So I am just attempting anyway to select this first column here of the locations, and I'm gonna Command C to copy. And I have a blank spreadsheet opened. I named it Temperature Lab. Again, you can name it whatever it is. If you're in oceanography, it might be Lab 2. And then I'm just going to simply Command V to paste. You can also utilize the edit functions here, right? So copy and paste, but I like using keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so we have each location, yay. I'm just kind of spreading things out a little bit so they're not so tall. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fill in our first row of months because we're going to be getting monthly average data for these locations. So something really awesome, I think, with spreadsheets is they're super smart, right? So if I type in the word January and I hit return or just simply click off of that cell, I can return to the January cell and see that this little bright blue bestie, or blue dot bestie is what I'll sometimes call it, in the bottom right hand corner. So that dot is really nice and useful. Notice how my cursor goes from looking like an actual cursor to looking now like a plus sign. So we can click and drag this either over to the right or even down, and it will then automatically fill in the months for us. It's a really nice feature. I didn't get all the way through the year in that one little swoop, and so it can continue until we get to December. So a fun little trick. The big thing though is you have to spell January correctly, so if you misspell it, then it's not gonna know what you're saying. Additionally, if your machine is sort of set or the settings are in a different language, you can start as that language and it will continue on as that language. Some of us maybe speak Spanish or French or other languages, whatever it may be. it will automatically fill in with whatever language you're at. So this is our first step, right? We got our locations, our months, and now in the lab, I have WeatherSpark linked here. Boop. WeatherSpark, and this lovely website will pop up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to search every city in the list here. So we're starting with San Diego. And this page pops up. So it gives you kind of like an overall climate year round, but the information that we're going to be concerned with today, and if you're, again, depending whatever lab section you're in with me, there might be, we might be looking at precipitation at some point, but we're going to just kind of focus right now on temperature. And what we have here, I'll kind of zoom this in a little bit, so hopefully it's a little bit larger. First of all, also, I love how it has a little map right here, so you can kind of see where you're at. But with temperature, underneath the graph, we have the data. So it provides monthly data and the high and low temperature. What we're going to do is the average temperature. So not the high, not the low, but the average. So I'm just using my mouse and cursor and selecting that row of numbers. And again, I'm going to Command C to copy. I'm going to go back to my prepared spreadsheet and Command V to paste. So the thing to notice here, my friends, is that it doesn't just have a number here, right? It has this little degrees Fahrenheit also in this situation. And this is where we're going to have to make some adjustments and get that taken away. But before we do that, I'm just going to fill this in with, I'll do Dallas, Texas, just to kind of give another little row of numbers here. So the idea is that you would fill in all of these rows and then do this next step. So maybe pause the video, get everything all set up, or work with me, whatever works for you, works for me. But however you decide to do it, what we're going to do is now that we have everything filled in, now we're basically going to, I'm just going to recopy and paste the locations over here. I'm even going to give this a color just so I know that it's like my other little section. And then this is where this function spot is going to go. So, we're also going to recopy and paste the months. You could also simply type in the word January just like we did before and blue.bestie, scroll over. But what we're going to do now, and I'm going to get rid of this tables thing, and I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit, so hopefully it's a little bit bigger for your screen. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to enter this cell for January San Diego. So in my case, this is cell O2. It might be different for you, wherever you've decided to put everything. So what we're going to do here is we're telling it to do a function. So the very first thing that we do is the equals sign. Equal sign tells the software, hey, you're going to be doing something, whether it be a math function or any other of the many functions that Sheets can do. So we're going to utilize what's called the substitute function. So I'm going to type in, first, before we do that, what we're going to do, boop, boop, boop. Don't do any of that. First thing we're going to do, go to a cell with the values in it and select that degrees F and Command C or Control C to copy that, because we're going to need that now. And if you forgot to do that, or if you're following along with me in my sort of scatteredness, just undo that equal sign, go to a cell with a degrees F and select the degrees F and copy, because we're going to utilize that now. And apologies. So we're going to, again, first equal sign to tell it we're doing a function, and we're going to type in the word substitute. And you don't even have to type the whole thing in because it kind of pops up there. And if you've never utilized functions, functions in Sheets or Excel, it's really nice because when you type in that word, it has like what you need to replace these things with. So We're going to do substitute parentheses, and then we're going to select our cell. And by doing that, I just scrolled over and clicked on the cell B2. And then we're going to do comma. And it says search for. So we're basically telling the cell, hey, search for, in this cell, search for, we're going to do quote, the two quotes, and then we're going to paste. We're pasting that degrees Fahrenheit, and then end quote, and then comma. So now we need to do the replace with, and we're just going to replace it with nothing. And to replace it with nothing, we just do open quotes, basically. You could put a space there, but the space could actually kind of mess things up a little bit. And then we're going to close that parentheses. So just one more time. You do equal sign, type in the word substitute, open parentheses, select the cell that you want to perform this function on, comma, quote, degrees Fahrenheit, end quote, comma, quote, quote, end parentheses. And then you're just going to hit the return button. And if you have everything filled in, autofill will probably be a nice option here. It will just think, oh, hey, she wants me to do this or they want me to do this for this whole column. And you say, yes, that is fantastic. Thankfully, and if you have the autofill on, it'll do the whole column. Excellent. But it doesn't autofill the row. But again, blue dot bestie, she's going to pop in again here. Go back to the cell that we just performed that function in. Bottom right corner, blue dot bestie, cursor turns into a plus sign, and we're going to slide. We're going to hit it and slide it down the row until we get to our ending thing here. So if you just kind of go back and forth, it's the same numbers in this row. It's just missing that degrees Fahrenheit button. Fantastic. So I'm going to do that same thing for Dallas. Bottom right hand corner, blue dot bestie, click and drag over to December. Yay! Then from here, for some reason it doesn't want to continue, but I'm going to do insert column right because I want to do some stuff. We're going to see if this works, and it might not. The point of this is we're going to calculate the average and the range then. So I'm just going to see if this is going to work here. I have separate videos on how to calculate the average and the range. So if this is going a little bit fast, then that's no problem. And the reason why I wanted to actually show this really quickly is if I try to get it to calculate the average of the row that I just made, it gives us an error. And I don't know why that's happening. I've tried to tell that these are numbers, and it still just does not want to play nicely, and it's just really a pain in the bum. So what we have to do is we're going to move my face and then we are going to actually, we are going to make a new sheet. So on the bottom left of our spreadsheet software, there's a little button that says add sheet. So we're just going to add sheet. And then what we're going to do here, and this is again where everything gets a little cumbersome, is we're going to select everyone. I think this goes over to Z, right? If we remember. Hopefully this will be mostly filled in with your locations and such, and pretend that you'd see a lot of numbers here. So what I'm going to do is I've selected this region. I'm going to Command C to copy. And I'm going to go to my second sheet. And instead of just Command Ving to paste, I'm going to go to Edit, Paste Special, Values Only. Values Only. I'm just going to kind of make everything else all pretty here. So now that we have values only, I think now we should be able to calculate our average of our things here. Nope, still giving me an error, but I believe we can say that these are numbers. So, okay, sorry, I went through that a little bit quickly. I'm just going to undo that. I just want to make sure it was working. Okay, so I tried to do that average function again. It didn't work. So what I have to do here is I'm selecting my numbers, and I'm going up to these buttons. There's a money button, a percent button, and increase decimal, decrease decimal, and then there's more formats. So the 1, 2, 3 button, we're going to push on that. It says numbers selected, but we're going to have it do it again. And now notice that these have decimal points. If you don't like the decimal points, you can take them away. But now my function of calculating the average is doable. And then there's going to be another part where I ask you to calculate the range in another column here. So you can just call it that, calculate range. So I know it's a little bit cumbersome. I wish that it wasn't as cumbersome, but I think the good thing is that it will teach you another function in Sheets. And the ease of being able to autofill in the columns and just go over, like blue dot bestie over to the right for the rest of the row, and then putting it into a new sheet with that paste special values only. There's a lot of steps in there, but hopefully it's not ultra painful, and there's just a few more steps that I ask you to do for the rest of the questions and of the lab. And if you have any questions on that, please let me know. I'm happy to address them as they come. And thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks.